going on, you guys? It's your boy Alex West Collects here, bringing you the most in-depth action figure reviews here on YouTube. And today we have something very special, something I'm very excited to review. We have the exclusive Hulk Hogan 3-pack. I am just in awe of this right now. You have no idea how I'm excited to have this in hand. This is not available yet at retail. I did get this on the secondary market. I splurged a little bit. I saw it. I just couldn't help myself. I have been just so on pins and needles waiting for this to come in stock at Target. And you know, we haven't even seen reveal pictures yet, right? We just had Ringside Fest and an Elite Squad video for November, and these were not even shown off, and I'm like, what's going on with them? So they popped up, and I was just like, man, if I could have this now. And you know, they're supposed to be coming out in January, but you know, I said, screw it, man. I want these figures now. I cannot wait. Hollywood Hogan is my absolute favorite wrestler of all time. Obviously Hulk Hogan, but something about Hollywood, I've always had this oh man, this love for this badass heel dressed all in black. He comes with the Hollywood Rules shirt. I was actually at the Mattel Design Center when they kind of teased us with this shirt. And I'll be honest, I wish these were all Ultimate figures, but I will take what I can get. I know a lot of people are getting Hulk Hogan fatigue. I am not. I love Hulk Hogan. Pump out every Hogan ever made. I will buy them all. I will buy multiples. So here we have the 3-pack, which is supposed to be an homage to that Jack set that came out a while back. So you got Hulk Hogan in the early days with the different colored trunks. He doesn't have a traditional red and yellow. He does have the blue boots with the red knee pads, and I believe it's the blue trunks on underneath. We have Hollywood Hogan from Starrcade 97 when he fought Sting. Does it get any more iconic than that match for Hollywood Hogan? Obviously, the match didn't quite end out the way people had hoped, but I remember being a kid and being so hyped for this match. Sting hadn't wrestled, hadn't spoke for a year. He would just come back, come down from the rafters, beat the hell out of the NWO, disappear. He's, trying to get Hogan to have a match, finally agreed to it at Starrcade, and man, the hype was just so real. I remember being so pumped as a kid, right? It's just this is what this figure brings me back to. And another highly anticipated Hulk, we have the Hulk Still Rules. He does come with 2 shirts. You can see one is a Hulk Still Rules. It looks like a tank. And then we get the rip away in the front that we've been getting with all the Hulk Hogan figures. But this figure is phenomenal. This set looks phenomenal in box. I can sit here and talk hours about the packaging alone. You can see how it's kind of sectioned. You got Hulk Hogan here, Hollywood Hogan. I know some people were kind of saying they had a little gripe where they wish this would have just said Hollywood Hogan and then Hollywood Hulk Hogan here. I kind of agree with that, but whatever. I don't know if it's a branding thing or maybe a licensor agreement where they specifically requested that, but you can see the Elite Collection logo, and you can see how the colors are broken down, just segmented into each genre of Hulk. So you got the red here, you got the blue for the Hollywood with the actual Hollywood kind of silhouette up top. You can see the Hulk Still Rules here kind of blending into it. This just looks so good. Imagine this 3-pack signed by Hulk 3 times. I'd have him sign Hulk Hogan maybe in red. I have him sign Hollywood Hogan for life in a blue. That would really pop. And then in maybe a yellow, I'd have Hollywood Hulk Hogan. That would just be so awesome. That would be a grail piece. That is something I would love to do. I don't even know if that's possible, but that's something I'm looking to do. I'm sure a lot of people are, but packing just looks so good. You do have the WWE logo here, True Effects lifelike details, the Mattel logo here on the bottom. You guys want to get a look at the top of the box. It just looks so clean, and it's a decent sized box, not overly too big where you won't be able to display it on your shelf, because I do plan on getting another one, keep this mock. But you can see the images of all Hulk on the side. On the other package, I believe it's just the Elite Collection logo, but you do see how the colors do kind of continue on. Same with this side here with the red. It just looks really good. And look at the back. This is it's just fun, man. These are kind of figures that you'd want to keep in box, right? Look at the old school 80s image of Hulk here. Got the smile. You got Hogan from Starrcade 97 waiting for Sting to come down the ring. I remember that like it was yesterday. Oh man, the 4 Life on the tights, NWO. And of course the Hulk Still Rules. Just looks so good. You got the read up here on the bottom. I will zoom in if you guys want to pause that and read it, but that looks pretty awesome. Copyright by Robert Rudman. And if you guys want the barcode, you want to take this to your local Target, here you go. Screenshot this video. That's the barcode on the bottom. I hope that helps you guys. I hope to actually hit before Christmas, because that's all I wanted for Christmas was this 3-pack, and I have it in hand, and I cannot wait to get them out of the box and go full on in depth, because this is going to be a long one, so stay tuned. Quickly, I just wanted to show you the carding in the back once you get the figures out. You do have this Hulkamania logo printed out in gray, and that looks pretty cool and subtle and just iconic. The first Hulk Hogan we are going to look at is the 80s version in the blue attire, and he does come with quite a few accessories. Interchangeable hands-wise, you do get a set of the fisted hands that are on the figure. You also do get a set of pointing hands here. as well as a set of mic open holding hands. Perfect for him to do this shirt tearaway pose. As you will see, he does come with a tearaway shirt in the front here with the Hulkamania logo, as well as this tank here that looks like to be the stretchy material. I have not played with it, but I will say this shirt is slightly different from the Ultimate Edition Series 13, so we've gotten quite a few different Hulkamania shirts with the Amazon Ultimate Edition with the yellow, and now you can see the font versus the Ultimate Edition Series 13 Hulkamania shirt. The font is a lot bigger on that one versus this new 3-pack. Even the rips on the back, you can see the cuts are different on the back. So that is pretty interesting for this new shirt with this Hogan 3-pack. You also do get, for the first time since the Defining Moments figure, you get the championship belt here. That was the only time we did see this belt. We saw it with the Defining Moments Hulk Hogan and bringing that one in. You can see, I don't know if mine has just faded. You can see the blue is a little lighter. If I could zoom in, maybe get a better shot at that for you guys here. You can see how the blue pops maybe a little more. It's a little darker on the new belt here for the 3-pack versus the original release. It also does have that really long strap that this one did have with the Defining Moments, because it was supposed to be made to go over that rubber shirt that we got. And how far we've come. Like, look at this. This figure comes with 2 cloth shirts. Like a premium Hulk Hogan back in the day came with a rubber shirt that had that tearaway feature. But the belt does remove. We will take it off. And I believe it's the same length, right? Yeah, it's the same long length as the original release. So if you guys want to see here, it is pretty much the same. Just the blue is a little darker on the globe. And now he does have this stretchy material here. You can see when you pull on it, the color kind of fades. It gets a little whitish. But it's got the Hulkamania logo, even on the sides. I don't like how that kind of looks. It looks a little weird, to be honest with you guys. And that's kind of the route Mattel's been going. Some of these figures, they've been giving us the shirts without the Velcro in the back. I mean, granted, you do get one with a tearaway one here. Additionally, you do get another option here if you guys like it. It does have a nice fit to them. It is kind of really snug. You can see how it kind of fits around the figure body itself. And here we have this new head scan, which a lot of people did not like. I don't know. I'm still on the fence. It doesn't look, but I'll be honest, it's a little bobbly on mine. I don't know why. It just, okay, it's a little better now. Maybe it was just a little loose, but it was a little wobbly, just, you know, kind of playing with it here. You can see how easily it turns. So he's supposed to have that, the headband, which I believe back in the day, he was just cutting up his t-shirts and tying around his head before he actually had like a headband mold. I like the attempt, the execution. I don't know if it's quite there. It kind of separates here where it goes across his hair and his face. You can see the Hulkamania logo kind of cut out here on the side. And how it continues on the back, kind of just disappears underneath his hair. I don't know if I really dig this bald spot. It looks a little awkward to me, but I don't know. Let me know down in the comments below. What do you guys think of that? Does that look a little weird? But I do want to get this shirt off, and you will see all these heads are removable. This one's a little, it's weird how it's bobbly, but it's still a little stiff. You get the head off, and again, this is your standard Hulk Hogan Elite body that we've seen many times before, versus the newer bodies that we're going to get into with the later run Hulk Hogan figures. But I feel like this shirt is going to be a little tough to get off. I don't really want to mess it up. You know, let me do this off camera and come back for you guys. And we're back, and I'm not going to lie to you guys, that was a pain in the ass getting this shirt off. I feel like I really played with it for a little bit, really tried to finagle it and get it off the figure, and just had no luck. I thought I was going to rip it at one point. You know, I don't know how much give it's got, and I really was not about to find out and mess up this shirt. But the solution I did find was I was able to kind of slip it on underneath his arms and just pull it down like it was a dress or something like that. That's the easier route. That's my tip I'm going to give you guys. Don't try to sit here and really pull and stretch this too much, because it was a bit of a pain in the ass. But you also do get this other shirt. I did want to try it on this Hulk to see how it fit. You know, and I do like the idea of the tearaway shirt in the front. But my biggest gripe with it is I feel like I can never get it, you know, sealed down the front so nicely where all the font lines up for the Hulkamania logo. I feel like it's always a little off, and that kind of just throws my OCD off. But it does have a nice snug fit here. Looks pretty good if you guys want to bring the belt back to kind of complete that look. I don't know what shirt I'm going to go with. I like the idea of the stretchy shirt, but I don't like that kind of red mark that, you know, those stretch marks it leaves on there that you guys can see on the bottom here. I'm just not a big fan of that. I feel like this is probably the shirt I might actually use, which I didn't think that was going to be the case when I actually bought this figure or purchased this figure. I thought for sure I'd be going with the actual cloth one or the stretchy one. but I do actually want to test it out. So I feel like this shirt is probably better suited for an Ultimate Hulk Hogan, right? So you can see with the Ultimates, if you guys are not familiar with them, the arms do pop off. As you can see here, a little snug, and you can slide it over way easier than having to kind of pull it through. Look how easy that was. Arms come off, head comes off. Now, this is money. I feel like this may be the solution, or where I actually put this shirt on is probably my Ultimate. If I can find the head for this figure, pop it on. The headband came off, but still, that looks freaking clean, man. That is the route. I feel like, personally, these stretchy shirts are probably more better suited for the Ultimate figures, but you can see how nice that looks. Obviously, the two shirts, very different, and the kind of fabric and material, this is a lot softer and stretchier, but I do like the idea of that. That is an option, too. And you know what? While we're here, why not, before we actually move along and take a look at this Hulk without the gear, let's pop the heads off, and let's see how this head actually looks like on the Ultimate Edition Series 13 to kind of complete the look. If you guys were curious, this actually looks pretty damn good too. He doesn't have any of that no neck syndrome. I feel like it's less bobbly on this body too. I don't know, for some reason on the Elite body, the head just seems to move a lot. I like the way this looks a lot more. Obviously, he's got a different gear on, but this looks pretty clean too if you guys want to see. And if, again, quick tutorial one more time. Let's see how he looks like without the shirt. We can pop off look how easy that was, right? And then just assemble them. How long did that take? So I'm not gonna hate on that cloth shirt or the stretchy shirt. For an Elite, I don't know if it works. I do like they included it, so you can go ahead and customize your Ultimates, but to me that looks money, man. I really like the way that looks on the Ultimate Edition figure. I will definitely be getting more 3-packs once this hits retail, and I plan on it fixing definitely one of my Ultimates. I picked up so many Ultimate 13 Hogans on clearance for like $9 at Target. So definitely we're doing a lot of customs and fix-ups, but back to the actual Hulk here itself. We will tear the shirt down here in the middle and take a look at the body. And it's nothing special as far as difference from any other Elite Hulk Hogans that we've gotten in the past. You will see he does have the standard torso that we've been getting over and over again. He does have these nice kind of like light blue trunks. I believe this is the first time we're seeing it. I know the ringside American made figure had a similar color. Maybe they're about the same. We'll do some comparisons. I do have them in my collection. He does have your standard red two-tone knee pads. Obviously the darker ones on the color on the front versus the lighter on the sides. And even the boots. I feel like these are the first time we're seeing these boots on Hulk. I think they are definitely different from the American made. But all in all, this looks pretty freaking nice, man. If you guys do want to see one more image of the belt on this Hulk without any of his cloth goods. It does sit kind of big, man. That's the last hole, so that's a little bit of a disappointment. But you know what? Personally, I'm going to keep him dressed with his shirt anyway. Moving on to some other 80s Hulk Hogan comparisons. So on the left, we have the first Elite Hulk Hogan. We have the Defining Moments Hulk Hogan here from WrestleMania 3. You can see, again, he does have the same title belt as the 80s 3-pack Hogan here. We have the, the rubber or plastic tearaway shirt here in the front. You can see how big those rips were. And I absolutely love this figure when it came out, but we've come a long way, man. Look, it even had the single jointed pin arms. Look at the difference in the skin tone and the tan. I mean, wow. Like I said, we've just come such a long way. On the right, again, we have the Ultimate Edition Series 13. Obviously, the Ultimates are taller in height. And before anyone sits here and says, why does this one in the middle look shorter? He's not. They are about the same height. It's just his legs are a little spread further apart. So I don't want people to think he's a little bit on the shorter side because he is the same body. It's just a difference in the height is going to measure between the heads. Our next set of comparisons, so on the left, we have the Ringside Collectibles exclusive American-made Hulk Hogan. Another one dressed in the blue attire. You'll see the difference in the color of the boots versus the lighter, kind of like baby blue versus more of a turquoise blue here with a 3-pack version. I will remove this Jack's belt here on the back, just give you a better idea of how those tights look versus this one. You can see the new 3-pack is a lot lighter in color versus the Ringside Collectibles American-made figure. And on the very right, we have the Ultimate Edition San Diego Comic-Con Rip figure. Also a different color shade of blue versus this new one here. This probably is closer to the actual ringside collectibles. You can see the trunks here on the back of the figure. Sorry, I'm a little lazy. I didn't want to take off all their gear, but just to give you an idea of how the trunks look between all these Hogan figures. And again, look at the difference in the skin tone from where we were to how we are today. I didn't want to shortchange any of you guys tuning into this review, so I went ahead and removed all the accessories off the figure so you can get a better look at the tights and the boots to see the difference in the color and the variations. The next Hogan we are looking at is the Hulk Still Rules version, and he comes with a lot of accessories. So he does come with a bunch of interchangeable hands. The figure comes with the fisted hands on it. You additionally do get a set of interchangeable mic open holding hands, and you will notice the newer, darker skin tone on this Hulk Hogan. You also do get a set of the open hands for him to do his bow and arrow pose or a call to the fans with the cup to the ear. Additionally, you get a Tearaway Hulk Still Rules t-shirt. This is an iconic piece of clothing for me. I absolutely love this shirt, one of my favorites. And one thing I'm noticing, as we're going through the accessories, he doesn't come with a pair of sunglasses. I guess they just ran out of room in the budget. But that's a little disappointing. I actually was like, wait a minute. I had to go back and look at the box. Like, wait, did I drop them? Are there no sunglasses with this figure? But there are no sunglasses included. But again, look at all these interchangeable hands. And we're not even done talking accessory-wise. So you do get a set of these plastic bows. We have seen this before with the Elite 91 Hulk Hogan figure. They look exactly the same. There is no difference. This was absolutely an amazing mold. I'm so glad that Mattel made a new mold. Remember, they were going to that thicker bow with the Elite 34 figure. You can see he does come with the weight belt. Hopefully these things are a thing of the past soon. Mattel just announced at Ringside Fest that they have designed a new weight belt mold with the buckle on the front. So hopefully that will carry on, starting with Cody Rhodes and then carry on to all these great Hulk Hogan figures. But you will see it has Hollywood on the back of it. You can see a nice kind of difference in the color between the shirt and the belt. It's definitely a lighter color. But the weight belt does open here in the front, and this looks so good, man. I love how this is again this stretchy cloth material that we did see with the 80s Hulk Hogan figure, and doesn't seem to be any of those lines. I don't know if that's just more prevalent on the red color of the shirt, but there are no white stretch marks here. This looks great. He's got the bigger torso, so it really does have a nice kind of really tight feel. Hopefully I can demonstrate on how to remove this shirt on video here if it doesn't become too much of a pain. I may have to cut off camera if it takes a lot of time, but he does have the Hulk Still Rules here on the bandana. It is removable. You can take a look at that. We'll zoom in real quick so you guys can get a quick close-up of this beautiful bandana. Hulk Still Rules on there, and it's the same bandana mold that we have seen over and over again, so looks really nice. Now let's get to the shirt and we'll talk skin tone. So this is my trick that kind of worked just a little bit. You're gonna shimmy it off here. It is kind of stretchy. I hope I don't rip it because I really do like this shirt, and this is a bigger torso, so like I said, if this becomes a little difficult, maybe I'll do it off camera just so I don't destroy the shirt. But looks like it's going to stretch and work pretty good here. Kind of just pull it over the arms here. It is a little tight. Again, just be careful not to rip it. Evenly bring it down, and this would be a breeze on the Ultimate figure. So I personally, like I said in the intro of my video, I would have preferred all these figures in Ultimate Edition form, but beggars can be choosers. I'll take what I can get. For 5 years, I got no Hulk Hogan figures, so I'm not going to complain at all. So that actually worked pretty easily. Wasn't too bad. Didn't do any damage to the shirt, and this looks really nice. If you guys want to see both shirts here side by side, really clean. I love the color. It's kind of like a lighter yellow. It looks really awesome. And here we have the new skin tone for Hollywood Hulk Hogan and the later run Hogans. This is also the brand new torso. If you guys do remember, for the longest, and I was a big advocate of it, we kept getting that skinny ass torso that did not fit Hogan. It was too small. They went ahead and finally listened to us. They were able to find the tooling budget and give us a brand new torso. And this looks good. It kind of looks a little similar to how the 80s version looked. It has that bigger chest. We'll definitely run through some comparisons as we go along this video, but really nice. You can see he's got the cut arms. He's got the white wrist tape here. This head scan is just kind of a redone one of the smiling scans that we've gotten with the Ultimate Edition Hollywood Hogan. Remember, the Elite 91, he did not have the beard, so you do get the black beard for the Hulk Still Rules version here. I will say, so I did notice this, and I did speak to Mattel about this. There is a slight gap around the torso where it doesn't quite fit seamlessly, but it's not that bad. I know that's a lame excuse. The reason I told was when I was speaking to Mattel, what they had said was they designed the new torso and they thought it would fit on this crotch piece, but they didn't realize it, and they may have to design a new crotch piece to kind of fit this a little more seamless, but it doesn't look too bad. The Elite 91 figure, it was just so bad. It just had such a big gap. This is slightly noticeable. The torso is bigger, so it fills it a little better. I just wanted to speak to that a little bit. But I really dig the new torso. What do you guys think? What do you think of this new skin tone? I mean, let me just bring back like the defining moments, Hogan. Look at the evolution of the skin tone. And you know what? Let's bring back the 80s Hogan. Look at the different skin tones that we've gotten. I guess let's flip them in order just to have a little fun with it. And you can see how we've kind of had an evolution of the skin tone in Hulk Hogan figures. So we had very light, then we went to this kind of orange tan, and they kind of bounced back and forth a little bit. And now we have what I guess they're calling is the roasted tan. Let me know down in the comments, what do you like better? For your 80s Hogans, I guess this is what they're going to be using, but do you like this darker skin tone for your later like Hulk Hogan runs? I dig it. I think it works. I think Hogan was always tan. If you guys want to argue and say he was more orangey in the 80s, fine. I'm okay with that. I feel like he was always tan either way. I really dig this tan. I feel like for the later run Hogans, this is what they should use. I just want them to be consistent. If they're going to say, okay, 80s or whatever the cutoff is, maybe to like the early 90s, we're going to go orange, and anything after like 93, 94-ish, we're going to go with this darker roasted tan. I'm okay with that. Even if they want to start with NWO and forward, I'm okay with that. But what do you guys think of the skin tone evolution here as we kind of plateau and go up and down with different versions? But going back to the Hogan figure, we'll look at the gear. And now I believe this is, I don't know if it's identical. We'll compare it with the Elite 91, but it's very similar. You'll see he's got the red and yellow tie-dye. He does have the actual red knee pads here. And I did check. They are pinless. It's going to be hard to see, but the knee joints are also the pinless joints. So that did carry over on this Hulk Hogan figure. You guys want to zoom in? We'll take a close look at these flame boots. You'll see he has the Hogan design. I know people wanted the one with the face on there, but I'll take it. I do like this is something a little different, probably a little more cost-effective for this pack. See, he's got the flames here on the inside of the boot. That looks really nice. He's got the white laces as well. Hogan on the other side, same as the other side of the boot. Taking a look at the back of his tights, we'll get a quick close-up. This all looks pretty good, and while we're at it, you could probably get a better view of that, little bit of that gap for the torso and the crotch piece, but all in all, I'm really digging this. This looks really nice and clean. Putting the Tearaway Hulk Still Rules shirt on this figure, it looks awesome. Look how snug it is. It just looks so fitted. Throwing that weight belt over it really does complete the look. You can see the slits on the back of the shirt as well. I'm absolutely loving this. If you guys want to see a comparison again one more time of the shirts, they both look really nice on these Hogan figures. I don't know which one I'm going to display them with. I absolutely love the look of both of them. And while we're at it, let's go ahead and throw some sunglasses on this Hulk. Let's kind of complete him. So if you guys want to go with the yellow sunglasses, there's a good look for your Hulk. If you don't like that, you want to mix and match, and you want to go with the red sunglasses, you definitely have your options, man. This Hulk figure is just so freaking sick. Let's see if we can get these on to kind of give you another look, and just look at that. So the Elite 91 glasses look great. I don't know if I'm going to go yellow, red. They both look awesome. And let's not forget, this is a Hulk Steel Rules figure. If you do have the Undisputed title, this is the smaller one. I believe we've only seen this twice. Was Elite 55 Undertaker and the Legends Eddie Guerrero had that non-shiny vac finish to it. Or you can go with the bigger one that does come with the Brock Lesnar figure. This is a little more easily available, but if you guys wanted to see how this fit around his waist, we can do that too. There's plenty of options for you for your Hulk Hogan figures here. A lot of different accessories. I feel like Mattel really gave us as much as they could with this pack. So that actually does fit him. I was a little curious because I know this belt is bigger. I don't believe Hulk actually had the bigger version. I think that was only for Brock, but if you wanted to see what the smaller version was, I personally have been saving this belt for a Hulk figure to be released, and it's just been sitting waiting. So it's like figure fate, he's here, and this belt is readily available. Moving on to comparisons, we have a few different Hulk Hogan in red and yellow tights. So on the left, we have the Storm Collectibles version. You can see how he stacks up versus this new Elite 3-pack. Next to that, we have the Jakks Classic Superstars figure. Obviously, I feel like this figure is really mirrored a little bit after that. You can see The boots are somewhat similar. The tight design is also similar. You can see he's got the Hollywood weight belt. Maybe it's an option to kind of swap this weight belt on this figure to complete, because to me, that's how a buckle should look on a weight belt. Jax did it right. And also, I believe a really underrated figure. I love this Deluxe Impact Hulk Hogan from his TNA days. I think a lot of people crap on it because of the size of the head, but I really do love it. A few more comparisons for you. So here we have a few Ultimate Edition Hulk Hogan customs that I put together. So on the left, this is pretty much the Ultimate Edition 13 upper body. I did take the armbands from the Amazon Fan Takeover, and I just swapped the legs from the Elite 91 on the Ultimate Edition. You can see this is just kind of the plain yellow tights with no actual deco hits on there. You can see he's got the Elite 91 boots. And if you guys want to see comparison of a later run Hogan using that orange tan versus this kind of roasted tan here, that's a good look there. And this is pretty much a Hollywood Ultimate Edition swapped on the Elite 91. Again, to give you another kind of look and variations, this shirt was from Threadhead Custom Clothing, but I feel like these new shirts that Mattel has given us are so awesome. And lastly, the comparison you guys probably wanted to see most. So this is my Elite 91 Hulk Hogan figure. As is, I did add a few extra accessories, and I swapped the head from a Hollywood Ultimate Edition. But other than that, it is pretty much the same figure. You can see accessory-wise, I did want to compare them. We're obviously going to remove it off the figure, but different bandanas, glasses. Obviously, this one did not come with a set. Same size arms, different tan. He's got the smaller torso on underneath. Comes with a rubber shirt. You can see the red Hollywood belt versus the yellow. And the design of the tights, or the look of it, the actual, kind of tie-dye is a lot nicer on this 3-pack. You can see this looks like red, and they just kind of like slop some yellow paint over it. This looks kind of like it's in there. It's not painted on there. Looks a lot cleaner. If you guys want to look at the boots, you can see the Elite 91 has more of that face design that a lot of people do like versus just the Hogan kind of logo on this figure. And if we can get a look on the inside of the boots, I will turn them for you real quick. You can see the flame pattern design does continue. It's obviously in inverted colors, but that's a quick look at these two. Let's come back. We're going to compare the torsos. All right, here's the comparison I know we all want to see, and I'll be honest, it is laughable. I went ahead and stripped all the accessories off of my Elite 91. I even went back and put the exact head so you can kind of get a one-to-one look at both these figures side by side, and it's not even close, man. Look at this skinny torso. It feels like Hogan's been lost in the desert for 1,000 days and hasn't eaten in the longest, versus this new kind of plussed up torso. You can see how much bigger in size it is. Let's just zoom in. Look at the torso size, man. That's just like, wow, night and day. The skin tone as well, to me, this looks way more accurate. You can see how much bigger those pecs are versus these little skinny things that are on this Hogan figure, the Elite 91. Additionally, look at those big shoulders. So these kind of hindered articulation to the point where it was splitting the torso. I hated that. It just made this figure so not fun. You can see how much bigger that gap is versus this new one. It does have a slight gap, again, like I did state prior, but it is definitely more noticeable on the torso and the crotch piece here with this Elite 91 figure. If you guys, again, want to go kind of looking at the tights, it just looks more nicely applied on the new figure. It doesn't look like they just threw some yellow paint on it. It just looks like it's blended in there nicely with the red and yellow. Take a look again at the boots. Looks really nice here. All in all, even the head scan, if you guys want to get a close-up of that, you can see this is the same head. Just look how much different it looks with the darker tan. Same smile. They added the beard. Obviously, this is supposed to be a different run. This is 05 SummerSlam Hogan versus his Hulk Still Rules run. And what was that, 2002, 2003, sorry. I'm losing my mind because I'm old and I don't know how long ago 2002 was versus 2012. But you can see the differences between all these. I think without a doubt, this new one is a huge step up. The one positive we can take with the Elite 91 is if you guys wanted to plus up and customize and swap out the boots and all that goodness, swap out the knee, actual knee brace onto your a new Elite, you can do that. But other than that, I feel like this figure really is just not worth having in your collection anymore. The last comparison I wanted to bring, guys, is the torso size. So I wanted to show the 80s Hogan torso versus this newer one. You can see how much bigger the chest is. Obviously, Hogan had a little bit more of that old man boob, kind of where they were a little more droopy as he got older. A little bit of a longer torso, too. So it is completely new and different. Some people were saying that maybe this was just the Defining Moments original torso being reused. But no, this is a brand new torso. I originally thought maybe they retooled it similar to what they had on the Elite Gunther, but no, take a look at that figure. This is a completely brand new torso specific for Hulk. The last Hogan we are taking a look at is the Starrcade 1997 Hollywood Hogan, which he took on Sting. This is my most wanted attire for Hogan ever for Mattel to produce, and we finally got it. That's why I was a little disappointed that it came out in Elite version and not Ultimate. I was honestly surprised when they announced the Ultimate Edition Series 7 Hollywood Hogan that he had that basic like lightning bolt design, and they didn't go with the Starrcade 97. To me, that's probably Hollywood's big smash in his NWO run, right? I will say his 96 heel turn and work was probably where he was his most dangerous and at his best. I feel like it kind of got diluted little by little as the years went on, but 96, 97 was definitely prime Hollywood Hogan, and he comes with quite a few accessories. So you do get a set of 2 sweet hands for this figure. That is the only set of interchangeable hands. We have seen these with the Ringside Collectibles exclusive Wolfpack Hollywood Hogan. You can see the cutouts in the back for the biker gloves around the knuckles and around his fingers. So that is a nice option. This is the first time we're getting it with the darker skin tone. He also does come with this iconic piece of clothing. To me, the Hollywood Rules shirt was the most definitive shirt he had in his WCW run. I will be honest with you guys, I don't really care for the execution of the shirt. I don't feel like it printed on all that nicely. If you guys want to compare it to like the Storm Collectibles shirt, you can see how much nicer that print looks. Even though this kind of does look a little bit more like a sticker, you can see the cutout lines too. I don't feel like anyone's quite nailed it. You can see it's just like a box around it. So I'll be honest with you guys, I feel like they could have done a better job. It's not my most favorite look. Even the bandana, let's go back in, we'll zoom in, we'll fix the camera for you guys to take a look at and bring this here. You can see the bandana isn't exactly the best likeness to what the design was. I feel like the best look for this kind of lightning bolt was the Storm Collectibles. They did a nice variation of this kind of bandana for Hollywood. So I'm going to take a few points. And obviously, I'm a stickler because this is like my most wanted figure. So things that don't seem quite right, I do want to point out to you guys and 100% be honest with you. So you get the cloth shirt, which is okay. The bandana is okay. The first time we're getting a pair of silver sunglasses. You know, we've seen the white ones with Hollywood prior. You can see now you are getting the silver ones versus the white that came with the Ultimate. We've seen it with the WrestleMania Elite as well. But we did go in depth on that torso, so we're going to kind of skip that for this figure. It is the same torso as the last Hulk we looked at from the Hulk Still Rules, but he does have a different head scan, and you can see this is more of that mean mugged, like pissed off head scan. This is my favorite Hogan head scan that Mattel has done. I really do like the look of it. Again, this is a redone version of the Ultimate Edition, but it just looks so spot on. You can go ahead and pop this head off. And if you guys are curious while we do this, we'll remove the shirt. The head actually can be interchanged, or excuse me, the body can actually have the Hulk Still Rules head. So if you guys want the smiling scan, you can do that. But here's an interesting fact while we're at it. The actual like evil or pissed off head doesn't really fit on the Hulk Still Rules body. I don't know why that is, but you can see kind of gives him that giraffe neck syndrome. But the smiling head scan does fit. I did want to kind of knock that out of the way. I know this video is running very long, but there's just so much I could sit here and talk about Hogan for days. So either you're going to love this video or you're going to hate it. But again, you can see the torso is the same as the Hulk Still Rules. He does have the bigger torso, the bigger chest, the darker tan. There is a little bit of an overhang as well. You will notice the white wrist tape here on Hogan with the cutouts on the gloves. So these gloves aren't super accurate to Starrcade 97. I believe he did have the full gloves with some of the fingertips cut off. But that's not a big deal to me. I don't think that really bothers me. But I really do like the look of this. Some people were saying that the lightning bolt designs and the color of it didn't look quite accurate. But look how clean to me that looks. Got the For Life on the side here. I love the actual kind of color on the boots. It really does pop. You got the Hollywood silhouette here with the blue flames. I love that. He does have just the plain black knee pads. I wish they would have done the white trim over the tops. I really would have put it over the top. You can see the Hollywood with the ribbon going here down on the side. I absolutely love how this is looking. Same design of the boots on the other side here. I did want to throw on a few different accessories to give you some different looks that you can play with this Hollywood. So if you do have some of the Storm Collectibles accessories, that also looks really nice on this Mattel Elite. You could also throw on the Ultimate Edition NWO t-shirt as well as this Hollywood weight belt that came with the Hollywood Hogan Superstars figure. I'm also loving the look of the Jakks Classic Superstars weight belt on this Hollywood Hogan. And to me, the one glaring omission that is not included with this figure, you get the NWO Heavyweight Championship belt to really complete this look. If you have an extra cross necklace, I'd say throw it on there, and that would really put this figure way over the top. And just for fun, here's a look at Hollywood Hogan with his two sweet hands up in the air. Starting us off with our Hollywood Hogan comparisons. On the left, we have the Storm Collectibles Hollywood Hogan. Again, I really wish this figure would have the white trim around the knee pads. To me, that really plussed it up. The Storm figure is very similar in the tight design, but you can see the execution by Mattel just really puts it over the top with the lightning bolts and the For Life sign. And on the right, we have the Jakks Classic Superstars Hollywood Hogan. Next up, we have a few different elites. So on the left, we have the WrestleMania Elite based on his WrestleMania 18 match. I did kind of swap out some of the hands and the heads to plus it up a little bit. And on the right, we have the Ringside Collectibles exclusive Hollywood Hogan from his Wolfpack run. And you can see these two figures do have the smaller torsos, which we will compare right now. Look how much better this Elite looks with the bigger torso. Again, they look like they've been starving on an island. He's got a darker tan versus the other two Elite figures. I think without a doubt, this is such an upgrade, it's not even arguable. And a big comparison for me, so if you guys have been a fan of my channel for the longest, you know my favorite figure of all time in any line, any creation, anything, is Ultimate Edition Series 7 Hollywood Hogan. Now the question is this new Elite figure my new favorite Hollywood, since they have quite a few updates? We're going to go through some comparisons and really take a look. So bring them in real close. You can see these are the same head scans. How much better does it look with this darker kind of like burnt roasted tan versus the original tan? You can see obviously the Elite is a tad shorter. The Ultimates are a bigger figure. You can see I did actually swap out the pinless arms here to plus up my Ultimate Edition, but you want to take a look at the different variations here. Look at the bandana. You will see the plain Hollywood versus more of the airbrush kind of design. I think I still like the Ultimate Edition bandana better. You can see how much bigger of a torso. I will say Hollywood kind of got a little thicker as the years went on. With 96, he was a little thinner, so I'm okay with this torso use versus the kind of bigger one. But they both look really good. That's tough. You can see the difference with the gloves. Mattel had those kind of sculpted gloves where they kind of sit over his wrist tape. This has more of the biker gloves. Taking a look at the tights. So this is what I was talking about. I was surprised we didn't get this version as an Ultimate. This just looks so much plainer versus the more toyetic Starrcade 97 with all the For Life and decals and design on there. You can see the knee pads are the same. The boots, that's going to be, the color is going to be a little different. You will notice the design is also a little different. You will see the NWO on Hollywood versus kind of just the Hollywood face silhouette with nothing here on the bottom. It's a different color blue. This one really does pop more than the Ultimate, I'm not going to lie. The inside of the boots for both of these figures, you can see very similar. Actually, they're really not similar. They are quite different of a pattern now that I'm looking at. The NWO is a little bigger. It doesn't have the New World Order trim here on underneath versus the New World Order here on the Ultimate. The blues, even the size of the flames, it is significantly different. Take a look at the other side of the tights. You will see it's just more of the Hollywood ribbon, which to me is just so much more iconic. Again, the boots are the same as they were on the other side. On the back, you do have the Hollywood kind of design here on the back of his tights, which is not on the Starrcade 97. Of course, the Ultimate does come with the weight belt. It comes with interchangeable heads. So I'm going to be honest with you guys, I am really digging this new Elite. But I think Hollywood, the Ultimate version, is still the champion, here to stay in my heart. And I promise this is the last comparison. Since this is obviously based off of this match, we have the Defining Moment Sting versus Hollywood Hogan. Both figures from their Starrcade 97 attire in what was one of my most favorite hype matches of all time. If you guys have stuck around this long and enjoyed this video review, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And while you're at it, please turn on those notification bells to stay tuned to the newest action figure reviews here on my channel. As far as this Hogan 3-pack goes, I absolutely love it. I'm a huge Hogan fan, so obviously I'm going to be very biased, but look how great these figures look standing side by side next to each other outside the box. 3 different eras of Hogan really summed up into what has been such an iconic career and run. I mean, Hogan is still popular, just as popular today as he used to be back in the day. I mean, the whole presentation from the box, how it was kind of segmented to each era, the big design on the back, absolutely love it. All the accessories you get, I will say the 3 kind of like gripes I have. One, I'm going to say with this Hogan, the head is a little bobbly, so I don't really like that. With Hollywood, I'm going to say I'm not the biggest fan of that kind of cutout on the t-shirt or the flap shirt. I feel like just could have been executed a little better. And I think the other gripe, which I guess is just funding, because they are kind of lacking some accessories. They couldn't quite pack it all in. I don't know, would you guys have paid $10 more to maybe get an NWO belt or an Undisputed belt or the sunglasses? I mean, as a Hogan fan, I have bought multiples of all his figures, and I have tons of extra accessories lying around. So I was able to plus them up. I threw on the NWO title for Hollywood. I threw on the cross necklace. He's got a weight belt on underneath. You can't see. I have an extra Undisputed title for my Hulk Steel Rules, as well as a set of glasses. So I think Mattel's logic was, let's keep the price point down. There are other avenues for people to get accessories to complete it, but you get a lot, man. These 2 come with 2 shirts. You get so many different interchangeable hands, bandanas, weight belts. I mean, there's just a lot included. This one gets a title belt. I feel like that's probably the biggest omission a lot of people are going to have a gripe with is the title belts, but you do get so much with it. It's just a fun set to complete it. And like I said, you can go the other avenues to really add other accessories to kind of plus it up. But I highly recommend this set. This will be a Target exclusive. That is the only place you're going to be able to find it. I was lucky enough to score this on the secondary market. So hopefully these start hitting shelves soon, because you will not be disappointed. They are so fun. And there's just so many different options for customability and throwing them on Ultimate Editions or swapping out accessories. Highly recommend it. Before you guys go, don't forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok at AlexWestCollects. I will catch you all on the next video review.